Now, on Cloud Kingdom, it's very possible that we could be seeing a lot of Blink-style openings, or perhaps even a more aggressive Phoenixing style of play. Because on this map, the 4-gate's actually relatively easy to hold off. While you have a larger main, it's easy enough to scout the whole of it, it's easy enough to defend any kind of 4-gate pressure. It is, however, very possible to do some kind of proxy warp prison play, or it is possible to do some kind of abusive play where you'll actually take advantage of the large cliff face. That usually only really comes into play, however, if you have a variety of expansions. So, let's get the game underway. In the bottom left-hand side, in one of the 2 spawning positions on the map. Amazingly, these 2 you may not spawn in. Blizzard, we're calling on you. Go for these bases and destroy Zergs who want to fast expand to 3 bases. We have Mr. Chilla. In the top right, we have Koreign. Now, Koreign's actually not had such a successful run thus far in the group stages. He had to play in the previous rounds before playing Chilla in this round right now. And of course, as we know coming up, next round we have round D, where the winner of this, I believe, will be playing against Monsieur Ben Adi. Now, Koreign, very wary of proxy play in Protoss vs Protoss, going to be scouting out the early positions, but this is actually a very quick scout from Chilla, perhaps to see the timing of the gateway, or perhaps just to verify that there's no proxy with such a quick scout. Koreign going for the more economic scout, and actually just double checking that there's no proxies whatsoever. See standard gas timings going down, let's get the production and the names up, and all that information. We do see that they're going for relatively similar openings. We do see that Chilla's got his gas geyser down ever so slightly later. However, he does have his cybernetics core down a fraction of a second faster. Looking at the units tabs, we also see that Chilla's managed to sneak out an additional probe just by delaying this gas ever so slightly. He's also managing to delay quite a bit of mining time by keeping this probe occupied. And with a bit of decent micro, he'll actually never be able to lose this probe. So Koreign is going for, again, a very aggressive opener, getting his first Zealot. He was shut down quite a bit in the previous games by going for some heavy early Zealot aggression, which ended up costing him quite a bit. Second gas guy's going down, we could be seeing him transition into a more standard Blink style of play. Is he going to be getting the Stalker? Or is he going to actually throw down some variety of tech? We see a Twilight Council plus 2 gas. We're going to be seeing some Dark Templar from Mr. Koreign very, very soon. And a very quick proxy pylon. Perhaps to pull some kind of aggression, but Chilla not overreacting. He knows that there couldn't possibly be any kind of aggression that would arrive and actually threaten him by the time he could kill that pylon. Smart cancel from Koreign. You see 2 gateways down now, Stalker coming out to deny those proxies. Should be seeing the Dark Shrine coming down soon. That's what this probe is going to be doing, I'm assuming. But we do see that Koreign's actually managed to not get his gas count up in time. That could be down to him delaying his gas income here. But a smart scout here from Chilla with the 2 Stalkers. He's going to see any kind of attempt at a proxy pylon. So 3 Stalkers out on the map. Chilla is relatively safe, getting his Robo, and actually should be taking his expansion relatively soon. Chrono boosting the completed warp gate tech, always a good idea. And And we do see that the Robo is now finished. Is he going to go for an Observer? Yes. So expansion going out for Chilla, and we're going to be seeing a fairly defensive Observer. And soon, I imagine, where is it? There it is, the Dark Shrine. And a Forge, interestingly enough. Now, I'm not sure what this Forge is for. Perhaps he's afraid of Phoenixes, because Chilla has been known to utilize Phoenix play quite a lot. Or perhaps Koreign is more afraid of DTs himself. But the mineral loss that he's got from this would have actually served him better in perhaps getting 1 or 2 Zealots, or these 2 DTs, which are going to arrive from this proxy pylon relatively soon. However, there is an Observer making its way across the map, and there should be a second Observer started very soon after these 2 DTs arrive. Just 1 DT is so far, and a Chrono Boost on this will begin immediately the second that Chilla spots this DT. Will he be able to do overly much? Looking at Chilla's vision, he hasn't actually noticed it yet. So this DT is going to make it to the mineral line, and it is actually going to do some damage. What I'd like to see Koreign try to do, though, rather than take out these probes, do some damage, take out this pylon if possible, but this DT already with 10 kills paying for the entire tech route. A very nice amount of damage done thus far. And with these units coming back with the Observer, that DT has definitely paid for itself. Meanwhile, back home, we see a bit of a sign of transition. We have some additional units. We have the robotics. We should be seeing an expansion go down pretty soon. Perhaps get a +1 upgrade, or some variety of tech advantage, which he should push for here. Or, it's entirely possible Koreign is going to actually just get his charge upgrade, get a couple of Archons, and then go across the map, because right now, he's managed to push himself into an even footing, and despite the fact that his opponent has less probes, Koreign does not have an expansion mining at the moment to take advantage of it. And here goes the probe now to make that expansion. It's unfortunate that it arrived slightly after these units. Some additional map vision would have been able to quite easily take advantage of that, but at present it is not quite so. Charge has just finished with his Zealots, and Chilla, if he's paying attention, he is going to see it. But he wasn't paying attention, he did not see the charge upgrade. Expansion down for Koreign now, and we do see that the Colossus tech is just about finished for Chilla. Now, should Koreign actually push with this attack now, he would be able to do a significant amount of damage. I think, however, he's going to remain passive, stay back, and actually not quite comprehend the strong position he is currently in. Should his opponent actually finish getting out his tech, he will actually be able to regain that advantage, in addition to taking advantage of a now even probe count. However, these probes are all mining for Chilla. For Koreign, looking at the main, heavily oversaturated and definitely not all mining. We do see him transferring quite a few of them across now, taking out the Observer. However, again, we do see that the income is definitely favouring Chilla at the moment. For anyone who's wondering why my voice is not its usual luster and energy, I do apologise. I actually have had a cold for the past week, in addition to tonsillitis and strep throat. Wonderful fun. First Colossus now coming out for Chilla, and we do see that he has yet to start a +1 upgrade. However, with Immortals, Void Rays, and a lot of charge slots and Archons from his opponent. For a short while, Koreign could actually have an advantage in the push here. And oh, the Observer from Chilla gets in and sees everything. It sees the Void Ray, it sees the Immortal. He has to assume some sort of all-in is on its way. And here it goes. This is quite a strong push right now, which is currently moving across the map. Probe's going to move in. He's going to see the extended thermal lance if he's paying attention. But there's no guarantee that this push is actually going to be that successful. With 2 Colossus, a third should be there by the time that Koreign arrives. We're going to need to see a lot of Archons warped in from this proxy pylon, and we're going to need to see them warped in very quickly. Koreign suspects this, and he actually just moves back, hoping to force a bit of a reaction, or a bit of an overreaction from his opponent, but as yet he still has not started his Colossus production. And oh, unfortunate from Koreign, the Warp Prism is going to be scouted. And we see Chilla predicting the flight path of this Warp Prism, trying to move his Stalkers into position to intercept, but unsuccessful. Koreign, however, moving over, trying to take out the proxy pylon and temporarily supply block his opponent. No extra pylons in production as yet as well, which is quite a nice little victory. But we do see Chilla's going to move across and spot Koreign's proxy pylon of his own, forcing his opponent into a supply block position too. Koreign just about to finish his Colossus tech, and as yet, 3 Colossus and range behind. Chilla would actually be able to do a very strong timing push right now, which would, in all honesty, probably end the game. There is no way that this army can hold up to 3 Colossus and the large gateway count that Chilla currently has massed up. Warping of Zealots, also charges completed for Chilla, but as yet Koreign does have the upgrade advantage. He has +1 weapons compared to the +1 just starting of his opponent. +1 armor underway for Koreign. We should be seeing a second forge go down relatively soon. But this Void Ray production is actually going to be interesting. For Koreign, it did do quite a bit of service towards him in the group stages. However, it did backfire when his opponent went for quite a heavy emphasis on gateway units, and particularly Stalkers and Archons in the late game, as opposed to more of the traditional Colossus heavy composition. Do see a cannon here, perhaps for detecting DTs or killing any pesky observers that are a bit careless in their flight path. However, an observer rallied straight to the main will bypass that completely. This is more for DTs or for emergency detection. However, if you're going to use cannons for DT detection, put them back here. It's a lot safer. You can actually use 1 or 2 gateways to wall off as well, or just create a bit of a barrier between yourself. Also, should the DT get in and end up here, the cannon from here can still detect it. And this is a terrifying push. 4 Colossus, 5 Colossus, a lot of Stalkers, a lot of Immortals, and relatively even Zealot counts. I do believe that there is no way that Koreign can hold this off unless he manages to force his opponent into this choke point and focus down these Colossi. But should Chilla just play it out safely, slowly work his way up, and then push up the ramp, he should be able to take this out with relative ease. Nice row of force fields to zone the Zealots in bit by bit. However, with this many Colossi on the field, there's not a particularly large amount you can do. We do see some Archons underway for Chilla, his +1 armor upgrade just about to finish, 1 run completed for Koreign, and a second Stargate underway. in addition to a number of cannons. And an additional Colossus has just arrived for Chilla. I cannot see Koreign holding up this push. We have a couple of DTs more warping in at the bottom of the map, perhaps to come and gauge the size of this army, gauge if there's actually any detection with it, which at present there is not. The nearest observer to this army is actually nowhere to be seen. There is no detection with this army. Now should Koreign realize this, he'll be able to warp in a round of DTs and do tremendous damage to this army. I think Chilla's realized this and he's just going to back out. Now Koreign trying to focus down the Colossi, but the army is just too big. He's not going to be able to kill off anything. He does manage to trap one Stalker. But now the observers arrived together with the army, and that's just going to move across the map. We do see that Chilla is now taking the upgrade lead, going for 2-2, currently underway, versus the +2 attack just starting of his opponent. However, when you have 6 Colossi versus 1, generally the odds are not in your favour. And while we do have the 4 Void Rays here still alive, that number is dwindling very quickly as a result of these Stalkers and Archons. Just too much stuff. We're going to be seeing a GG any second now. Now, we do see that the Observer got misplaced from the army there, very temporarily, but the Desperation DT is not able to provide the defense it needed, and these 6 Colossi are just going to take out absolutely everything. Good game, 1-0 to Chilla. Another warping of Zealots just to buffer against any kind of units his opponent may have. Moving over, taking out the expansion. 2 Nexi are down. We do have a carrier completed now, but against detection, this many DTs is not going to be able to do that much damage. And good game. And here we are, into the WCS Antigua shipyard. You will notice here, no gold minerals, because gold minerals are imbalanced. A hearty good, have fun, good luck from Chilla, and a very, very enthusiastic amount of luck from Koreign. But he doesn't want his opponent to have any fun. He doesn't believe in fun. So, in the bottom position, spawning as, once again, the blue Protoss, throwing down his first pylon. And, ever so slightly behind his opponent in pro production, we do have Mr. Koreign. In the top position, KK Koreign, we do have our good friend currently up 1-0 with a very, very strong Colossus maxed army push. We have Chilla. Now Chilla is a Diamond Protoss, currently trying to push on to become a Masters. He's actually been quite active on ladder lately, as you can tell from his match history, which we'll have a look at after this game. But we do see that he's definitely a fan of his robo-style play. What I'd like to see from him though is to showcase his Phoenix style of play, because he has used it previously and to quite good effect. But at the moment we do see both players going for a bit of a standard opening. And we do see the Chilla immediately scouting out the correct position, because this is actually the WCS version of the map, which is forced cross spawns. Something that Koreign unfortunately is not aware of yet, but he is going to actually find this soon enough when he gets to his opponent's base, and luckily sees that there is no cheese on the way. Cybernex code to perhaps block a probe in, deny scouting, or just to be annoying for positioning. Meanwhile, Koreign chasing Chilla's probe around and actually doing hull damage. A very uncharacteristic mistake from Chilla, who will then very quickly send that probe home. And we do see Koreign, oh, are you going for a 4-gate? Koreign has done this previously in practice games versus one here, where he would throw down the gas, then cancel it, throw down 3 additional gateways, and actually go for a strong bit of zealot aggression into a more standard 4-gate. This probe by the 3rd should be scouted out by the 1st Stalker, and we do see it's going to be rallied to the bottom of the map. When the 2nd Stalker arrives, we should see him rally around his base, perhaps over here to the 3rd position, and we do see Chilla with this scouting probe is actually going to spot the probe of Koreign, who moves out the way. But the scouting path is going to spot this pylon. Or not, Chilla cancels the scout path. He's seen the probe, so the Stalker should actually move out and take this out. He hasn't seen the pylon. And oh no, Chilla's actually going to allow this pylon to remain here. A huge advantage for Koreign right now, who with his is just scouting around to perhaps spot any proxy pylons, deny any kind of additional probe scout which could be coming out, and the Stalker is now moving across map together with him. We're going to see a 4-gate. And we do see a bit of hull damage has been taken here, and the probe gets taken out as well. A nice little victory for Koreign there, and with this 4-gate, we could be... what? I believe that Koreign has actually just misclicked something here, but Koreign's 4-gate is now here, and should be warping in his first round of units very soon. We do have 4 zealots, which very soon should be making their way up into the main base. But Koreign's window of opportunity to attack is actually very quickly running out, because his opponent will soon have Blink and a lot of Stalkers. With a 4-gate, you need to push out quickly, and that time is now. 3 Stalkers to 2, Koreign's actually a huge advantage, and here come the Zealots! And we see Chilla has 1 sentry. Is that actually going to be enough? Some free damage here for Chilla, but the opportunity for Koreign to push up is very quickly disappearing. Another Stalker being warped in, but no additional sentries. Koreign may have actually just lost his opportunity to push up the ramp. Now is the time if he can. He should move this probe forward, build pylons here and here, and the air weapons upgrade, it isn't going to be cancelled. Oh, that is tragically unfortunate. And we do see that Koreign has now had the blink revealed to him, but Chilla is now fully aware of how many units are coming his way. But with this observer, Chilla's going to know it's now safe to move down. It should be safe to take his expansion relatively soon. And from this, Chilla does know he has a tech advantage. He could actually go into DT tech, or he could do a more standard transition into robotics, or even go for quite a strong follow-up here. But at present, Chilla is not aware of this expansion. He does, however, now know where the army is, and he does manage to lose 2 Stalkers. Very unfortunate. But Koreign did have a very strong opportunity to end that game right there. And this additional photon cannon but we do see that the Stalker numbers do now outnumber Chilla. And with the superior blink micro, we do see Chilla is actually able to take a lot of these out. Koreign is now actually in a world of trouble. Should Chilla decide to continue his pressure here, he should be perfectly okay, even off of just 3 gateways. Do see Chilla taking his expansion now, while he is currently behind his opponent in probe count. We do see that Koreign is actually quite limited in the damage he's able to do. He's completely trapped at this point, and Chilla, with his proxy pylon, able to reinforce quickly, and is now able to move forward. But we do see Koreign not trying to micro back the injured Stalkers, losing his photon cannon, which means he's now lost any opportunity to kill that observer. The observer does see the photon cannon building again. Can say not done. Now, I honestly don't understand the logic behind putting down a photon cannon here. Perhaps to force Chilla to engage, perhaps to force Chilla to do some kind of aggressive push. However, it may have just been employed to buy time to get these 2 immortals up, and to get this cannon to deny any kind of observer placement to blink into the main. But this is a scary number of Stalkers. 16 to the 9, and we do see that this observer is going to grant vision, along with this one here in the main already. But with these 3 observers now, Chilla should not be able to do that much damage. And oh, one observer does get picked off. A very nice little snipe. And we do see that Chilla slightly outstayed his welcome. However, he is now going to pull back, and he's going to actually just try and build up his Colossus tech. He's going to go for a bit more of a standard transition out of this. Meanwhile, we do see Koreign in quite a strong position, completely safe from any kind of blink play from now on. However, he has absolutely no idea what's happening across the map. And we do see that Koreign did take quite a bit of damage during that, and has ended up quite far behind in the probe count. So at this point, all Chilla needs to do, get his Colossus tag, macro up, and take advantage of the worker lead he now has. However, he wants to be aggressive, he wants to do more damage, but with 4 immortals in the main, is this going to be beneficial? Meanwhile, oh my god, 5 immortals for Koreign at the moment. Were Koreign to actually just push on with his own blink off of this double robo, and push forward with these immortals, reinforcement zealots from the proxy pylon, which is still unscouted, he would actually be able to end this game right now. Oh, this is a terrifying amount. Has Chilla spotted it? Chilla, perhaps thinking to take his third, he's going to scout out, and he finds it. We do see Chilla has an observer here. He's going to spot any kind of move out from his opponent. Meanwhile, we do see Koreign is terrified of having another blink up into the main. Thank you, AVG. Thank you for protecting me. I appreciate that. I appreciate those things you do for me. Nice snipe from the observer here from Koreign. The perfect micro of standing still with 2 observers in your army to double detect. Now, we do see that Koreign is limited in his map vision. Since his pylon's been taken out, he can assume that his opponent will soon take that 3rd base, which is now happening. But we do see both players very slow to upgrade their units, waiting until they're pushing onto the 2.5 to 3 base kind of timing. But we do see extended thermal lances underway. First Colossus currently underway for Chilla. And as yet, despite double robo, Koreign is continuing his Immortal production. What I'd like to see him do is actually, first, unsaturate this. Second, put people in gas. Please, start mining from this second gas geyser. Third, put 2 people in this gas. And fourth, begin Colossus production. Because while he will have his +1 upgrade very soon, if you do not have, from this many robotics, if you don't have at least 1 Colossus building at a time, something is going very wrong, particularly with this kind of bank. 750 minerals, 400 gas, that could be 2 Colossi currently in production. We do see a nice push up here to take out these rocks. Koreign, spotting it, actually just going to move up, but Chilla's already gone. Very nice little pressure there, checking on the 3rd, going to be doing some damage just in case. This observer, nice defensive position, he's going to spot any kind of push that comes into his 3rd. I'd like to see it move slightly further up though, perhaps around this region, or over here behind the smoke screen towards the watchtower. Because somewhere around this region should spot both attack avenues. And we see Koreign is actually going to be moving it towards the watchtower now, getting some better vision of the army of his opponent. Meanwhile, we do see a rather strong army moving out. Yet again, no upgrades. But we do see Chilla throwing down his forges. He'll soon be beginning his upgrades and beginning a 4th Colossus very soon. And we do see the observer from Koreign. Is it going to die? No. Yes. And oh, supply blockage for Koreign. Never a fun thing. We do see a very scary number of Immortals for Koreign. How this many Zealots, this many Colossi. It should be quite a simple task for Chilla to just move in, perhaps deny this base, definitely deny the 3rd, and potentially just move up into the ramp. And with these 4 Immortals currently unable to do much, that's exactly what he's going to do. However, after these Zealot numbers die, this entire army is susceptible to Immortal Fire and is going to be taking significant damage. However, the Colossus and Stalker numbers are just too high. Good game, a 2-0.